Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahaba smash brakatah. Hey, brakatham, salaki, right? First and foremost, I'd like to give out honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to those who like men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And also shalom to very few sincere sisters that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. I'm your brother Amawan, coming to the quick lesson. Lord willing, is edifying and to the point. Right? And this right here is from what I seen early in the day. I'm able to now, Lord willing, get through a lesson on it, right? But it's going to Sweden implants microchips in thousands of people to replace IDs, credit cards, keys, and wallets, right? And bros have done, I have done myself as well, a lesson on this, But, hey, things come back around. Things just, flow back through the internet. And, hey, there's nothing wrong with just, keep bringing out this same gospel, man. Bringing out this beautiful song, because soon come, this won't be your reality, And this is why we try to push and blow the horn in Zion, letting you know that, hey, this man's finna come in, and this is going to be the new requirement to maneuver, And the comments has, it goes to show you that, even the unbelievers can see this, man. But you other Israelite camps cannot see it, So it says Sweden implants microchips and thousands of people to replace IDs, credit cards, keys, and wallets. Right? And that beautifully ties into when you break down the word mark in Revelation 13 and 16, which I will grab, but first let me go into this right quick. Matter of fact, let me bring out a script, right? This book of Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the visions yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? And as you read the first sentence inside this article, or this page, it said, should America do this? And the answer is gonna be yes, they will do it, right? But hey, this is what they do. They always, give you a small preview, So you have people in Sweden doing these things already, right? And it's showing you what's finna come to America, man. Just like 2019, 2020, right? It happened over there, then boom, it brought its way over here, and it hit hard, So this is for a future time, but at the end, it will not tarry, right? So it says, should America do this? Thousands of people in Sweden have voluntarily, right? They have voluntarily went and got this device, right? And I say that because I want to emphasize on that, because soon come, it's gonna be a requirement, right? And that's how it's worded in the NLT version of Revelation 13 and 16. He required everyone, to have this device. So it says, thousands of people in Sweden have voluntarily had tiny RFID, right? And that's radio frequency identification. And the R and the NFC, I can't completely remember what it is, but if I can remember to put it in the caption or the comment section, I will do so. Right? It says microchips implanted under their skin, usually in the hand. It says as part of the niche biohacking trend aimed at convenience, and that's what it is. It's like it's the conveniency, to have your ID, your credit card, your wallet all on one device, and you can't lose it. That's convenient to the people. That's convenient to the eyes of the people. But one thing about it is that's Esau leading to the slaughter, because the Lord tells us not to take this device, man. Right? You take this device, you will be destroyed ultimately by thermonuclear missiles. It says these chips about the size of a grain of rice can be used to access offices, replace key cards, or store train tickets, and other digital information. Estimates suggest roughly 3,000 to 6,000 Swedes have adopted the technology since around 2014, making it far from widespread. See, so they've been on this, They've been on this, and scripture talk about, hey, don't adapt to his ways, man. In the book of Romans 12, right? Don't conform to the ways of this world, man. Because this is gonna be the way that's finna come. And if you conform to it, most definitely you'll receive this MOTB, and you will get destroyed by the Lord, right? The implants are passive. They only work when scanned at close range, don't track location, and are not required by the government, contrary to some viral claims. Yeah, you're a fool to think that you ain't being tracked, man. Right? You'll be a fool. Let me read some of these comments though, right? Because even folks in the comment board on the comment section is saying that it's the MOTB, man. It's the MOTB, right? This is mentioned in the Bible, by the way. It's the mark of the beast, right? And hey, man, how come IUIC can't see this? You know, IUSBK, all the other different counts, man. Right. He said now they know where you're at 24/7. Got to be slow as fuck to get the chip. Right. You definitely do. You gotta be stuck on stupid. Right. And them folks that's willingly, voluntarily, they stuck on stupid. Right. See, he says, "Nah, I'm good on that." What's wrong with some people, right? And this is the spirit you want to be in. But see, the difference between us, hopefully, liking these people, see, you gotta have that wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding to be stable. You know, because it's one thing to say, "Oh, I ain't gonna take it," and it's another thing to apply it in that time come. You know, but if you don't have the wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're gonna take it. You know, because you're not gonna be able to hold back. You know, the Lord said He has reserved 10,000 men, 7,000 men. Salakia, that's not gonna bow to the image of Baal. You know, and a lot of these people are going to take it, right? Because they're not sealed by the Lord, right? Yeah, it's a movie in 1997. Yeah, you got a movie that I remember. I think it's called Image of the Beast. You know, seeing it in that. Right, see? And people say, no, that's where I draw the line. So I'm gonna get off of this right here, and I'm gonna go straight into the scriptures, right? Matter of fact, I had this right here pulled up too. I seen this earlier. It says, it's an End Time Headlines article, right? But I just screenshot the picture. It says almost 50% of U.S. consumers would be willing to use palm biometrics payments. See? And it's going to be what? Leading up to the chip. Right? It's all about gradualism. Don't ever forget about that word gradualism. They must get it. They must slow feed the people. You know, Sweden is already ahead. Right? So it goes back to show you that when I had read off the question of should America do this, it said yes. Because look at this. It says almost 50% of the U.S. consumers would be willing to use palm biometrics. Right? Having an RFID chip is really palm biometrics as well. You know? It just with the palm biometrics, it just reading the fingerprint details and stuff like that. But that's gradualism to the MOTB. If you are using the palm biometrics, you're using the MOTB, right? So matter of fact, I'm gonna just jump straight into that. The Revelation 13, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, right? Because this is how it's being tied in. You know, we use these articles to, you know, correlate them to the scriptures. To the best of our ability, right? Revelation 13 and verse 16, right? Because early in the right, I just reread it again. It says, Sweden implants microchips in thousands of people to replace IDs, credit cards, keys, and wallets. So how would you replace it? You would have this device. Right? And one thing about it, you will have what? All the information stored onto this device, right? So going to Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all. So he causeth all small, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. NLT version says he required, right? Because it's going to be the new requirement to go inside this store Go inside Costco. This is the requirement. You want to come in here? Where's your chip? No chip, no entry. Right? He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or in the foreheads, right? And just like I said inside the little article, it was saying about, it will go inside the hand, right? That's the most convenient way to pay for something, right? For you other camps that's want to scoff about it, saying you put inside your butt cheek is at the MOTB, So let's go to the Greek word for mark. Right, so let's go on to the Greek word for mark. Goes into charagma. It says a stamp, an imprint and mark, right, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? And following after this system is a way of an Antichrist, man, because they're going against the Lord, But that badge is going to show you this. You're an employee to the system. Having that chip, you're an employee to the system, right? So it says a scratch or etching, a stamp as a badge of servitude, right? And we already go to that servitude was to what? Slavery, right? Slavery, the state of being a slave or completely subject to someone more powerful, right? Because right now, we're in slavery. Right, but receiving that C-hip is you're completely sealing yourself over. Once that chip is inside you, it takes over the body, right? Now you're completely Esau's, man. Right? So let's go into the root word for charagma, which is charax. And that just referencing pretty much an instrument, a sharp instrument that will pierce through the skin to place the MOTB, right? To place that device inside the body. It's just through the idea of scratching, right? And if you scratch hard enough, you'll pierce through. All right, so look at the root word for charax. It will be grapho. Right, and this right here is more evident of showing you that the MOTB is the RFID C-hip, right? It says it's grapho. I'm gonna jump down to 2B. It says to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Right? Can you say that with this right here? Things not to be forgotten. Right? It says it replace IDs, credit cards, keys, and wallets. Right? Things not to be forgotten. It's gonna be on that chip. You will never be able to forget your car keys. You'll never be able to forget your wallet, your ID. It's all on that device. See? That's why Scripture says, make it plain upon tables. This is plainly dividing the word, plainly dividing this prophecy, man. Right? And the Lord said matter of fact, let's just grab it right quick. This is the Amos 3 verse 7. It says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets, right? The true servants, the prophets, are going to be breaking this down, and what the secret is, the prophecies. It's like it. So yeah. It says, I go to D, to write to one, right, by writing in a written epistle to give information, directions. See? Directions and information. Right? Because, you better buy to the tray unless you have it. I've seen movies to where that chip will be able to control you. But all in all, it will have all your information on here. So I'll close out with one last scripture, and I'm gonna close out. Ezekiel 33 and 33, right? Don't take this mark. Do not. This is the time to be rebellious. You know, to you Israelites, this is the time to be rebellious when they're telling you to receive this chip, man. All right, don't be no nigga and fall for it. Ezekiel 33:33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? Because we're warning you, it's high time to wake out of sleep, right? This right here is real close, right? They're showing you in these other different countries, and then it will be in America real soon, right? We're telling you this will happen, and most likely it'll happen this year, Lord willing, you know. But you can't say that we haven't warned you and we told you not to take it. So Lord willing, unless it was edifying, only give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Shah, Bashem, Kakadash. And Slaki, let me reread this one more time. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. Shalom.